Today on the channel, it's alright, because we're saved by the bell with the Masters Universe Origins fan channel exclusive Skeletor and Screech 2-pack.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Masters Universe Origins unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got a hot 2-pack. We've got Skeletor, and we've got Screech. But for all your Masters Universe Origin needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description down below. And what is old is new again, as we did get a 2-pack very similar to this last year with Teela and Zor. Now we get one for this year here, and definitely an interesting one, a cool looking package. Screech, an all-timer out there, one I did not have as a kid. I did have Zor, always wanted Screech, never picked up Screech in my lifetime, so it's my first time around the sun with old Screech here. Unless we're talking Dust and Diamond, then I got a few times around the sun with old Dust and Diamond. But a Screech and Skeletor 2-pack, a very cool one here. We've had a lot of Skeletors in the Masters Universe Origins line. Now we get another one right here with a little different color tones to it here off of some different artwork over the years. So I think that is pretty cool. But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, there it is. There's old Screech and Skeletor. Very familiar box style. We see this in the vehicles as well. Very cool kind of how it wraps over and slopes in. Little rocky path there. You got them. Little glamour shots at the top. You got their names, the classic Master Universe logo. You got this little kid just doing little kid things down there. How do I get my face on here? Oh, would be great. That'd be great. Maybe one day. Big open window box there. Always do love that. Of course, you ever run into Screech and Skeletor at the mall, they can sign this for you if you need to. Retro play, modern posing, collector's edition, inspired by vintage artwork. Always love this little seal here. It just classes the packaging up. Maybe that's just me, but when I see that, it just feels a little bit more classy. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like I said, make the wings flap. Snap on the battle backpack. There it is. Got a little bones on the side. Got one of those little gremlins on that side over there. Then on the back, got a little cross-sell on the bottom, got a little bit of a blurb, got a usual fun, got a little image up top. Very cool artwork as usual. Let's see what it says about old Screech and Skeletor. Let's see. Skeletor commands the vicious Screech to bring his enemies to their knees with his piercing cry. Oh, yes, you can just hear it in your head. It's like a thunderbird. A thunderbird. You ever heard about thunderbirds? Like out in Illinois, supposedly somewhere in Illinois, in like the caves on the river or something, there's these big old thunderbirds. They're like as big as a plane. It's crazy, crazy. Let me see a thunderbird. Look into it. Modernizing, celebrating the original 80s Masters Universe action figures. Gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro-style figures or in new action-packed battle positions. Push to make the wings flap. Slide over Screech's head. Snap battle pack on. So very, very similar, basically identical to Zor, of course. King Randor, Slamurai, this pack. Snake Teela, Snake Trooper. Point Dread of the Talon Fighter being talked about on the back of the package. I'm here for it. I'm here for a cross-sell. Love a good cross-sell. You guys know that. Also love a good see you later. Goodbye. A little red background, very plain Jane, but we're gonna go up high over the top of the camera. No cameras being knocked down today. See you later. And then we got some twist ties going on. There they are in the old plastic prison. Better get the old scissors out, right out of my holster. That's how we do it here. You guys know how it is. It's like an old gunslinger is what it is exactly. Exactly. Let's pop these bad boys out. Now we got a lot of reuse throughout this pack here. It really does seem like, of course, Skeletor, the main player of that reuse. We've seen the body size outside of Skeletor even, as we do know. Pull that here. Whoa. Just tie in there. And you got even got his weapons buckled in, which is always interesting to me. Oh my gosh, the Havoc staff does not want to come out. Does not want to come out. It wants to stay in the package. Thought I had that cut. Guess not. There's old Skeletor. We're getting there. We're getting there. And there it is. There it is. See you later. goodbye. All right, let's get down to business here. Let's get down to it. See what all the fuss is about. No, there's fuss. Anytime Skeletor's on the prowl, there's some fuss going on. Twist tie, garbage, see you later. All right, let's dive in, and I guess we'll go animals first. Animals first. Animal lover over here. Let's take a look at what old Screech is up to. Now we do get his helmet apparatus. Once again, very, very similar to what we saw with Teela and Zor. And I guess I could put them out here right now. There's that Teela figure right there. And we got old Zor flying through the sky. There he is. Flying like an eagle, like a young Steve Miller is really what he's doing at the end of the day here. But you do got the apparatus that goes over the head, the battle pack. Exact same thing, just in a red color instead of an orange. So there you go. No differences at all between this. But it's got little blasters on it, all in one color, things like that. Nothing too wild, but if you want Screech to be protected, he's got to wear something like that. Always got to wear some protection there. So there you go. Then we do got the perch here. Once again, same thing. Red instead of orange. Get the most out of your molds. We're seeing a theme here. That's the way it goes. So we do have that. You can put Screech. I assume Screech is a girl, isn't it? Is it a girl? I don't know. Now I'm thinking. Now I'm confusing myself. I don't know. It could be both. Who knows? Who knows at the end of the day? But you just plop him or her on top here. Sits there. Of course, you're displaying this one. You got to have it displayed on here. That's how I have Zor. Going to have Screech the same exact way. And then we get down to it. Look at that. Look at them flapping wings. Just flapping away. Just flying high again like a young Ozzy Osbourne. We're dropping references left and right here today. But definitely, once again, reuse, same exact figure, painted differently. Got the blues and the purple, a little bit of orange, a little bit of black, mixing it all up, and then you can flop them like this, like I was doing, but you also got the little trigger on the legs here, and you can just be going like this. Hey, look at this. How cool is this? We're flying through the air. Definitely cool, but once again, reuse city, but you got to have both. You always have to have the yin and the yang, the good and the evil, and that's what we have right here. Love the piercing kind of reddish eyes on here as well, making him just look eviler than ever. Almost like a young evil Lyn. I said it. There you go, and he fits right on his perch perfectly. No issues there at all. Now we get down to Skeletor, and to me, Skeletor is not the main event in this pack. Maybe he is for some of you, and he's a little unstrapped on the back here. Got to tie him back up. But he is not the main event here. Oh my gosh, what are we doing? Getting distracted, but he's not the main event. We've had a lot of Skeletors before. This is based off of artwork. I definitely do understand that, wanting to get that out there. But definitely not iconic Skeletor, maybe? Not to me, at least. It is not, but it is Skeletor like we've seen before. Of course, he's got kind of the three-pronged crown. Three-pronged crown? No. Three-pronged toes down here. He got his little boots going on. The blue skin, of course. Got his vest over the top. You got the hooded look. You do got his head, and I guess we'll dive into the head here. Got big issues with the head on this. We'll get to it in a second here. I do like that he has the big open mouth, and I love that he has an articulated jaw. We don't get that a whole lot, so that is something definitely different in the Origins line. That is a point of difference here that I really like. And one thing you could do is technically pop this head off, put it on any of your other Skeletors if you really wanted to at the end of the day. But you got the green and yellow skin tone. I think this is actually face paint. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Big Oakland A's guy, especially in the late 70s. You know, Skeletor being birthed around the early 80s, he was a big 70s Oakland A's fan. And who wasn't really, especially if you were alive? I was not alive in the 70s. But man, if I was alive in the 70s, I'd be an Oakland A's fan a little earlier than the 80s. That's what I would be. But definitely Skeletor, a big fan. He loved him some Reggie Jackson days. Loved him the Reggie Jackson days. And once again, who didn't? Who didn't love Reggie? Who didn't? But definitely looking good. Got the piercing red eyes going on. The green and yellow, of course. The big hood over the top. But man, my biggest gripe in this pack, and I don't think it's going to be surpassed. Man, what is up with this bobblehead on here? You guys in the comments, if you got this pack, let me know. Is this defective for me or is this for everybody? We saw this, was it Flying Fist He-Man had a little bit of this action back in the day? I'm not exactly sure, but man, this is the loosest head I've ever seen in Origins. He's just literally like a bobblehead here. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with that. I don't know if it's just too much room in here. The peg is very, very loose compared to some other ones, but really that shouldn't be that big of a deal. But man, oh man, is that a loose head. Pop that back on, and yeah, it's just loose. That is annoying. I am not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. But definitely, I guess you get him in position and you just leave it. It's not like I'm a player. If you were playing with him, if this is old school 1984 Kyle playing or trying to play, I'd be out there fighting and it would just be annoying. His head bopping back and forth, left and right, and all that kind of stuff. But besides that, it is Skeletor we've seen before. The head is the crown jewel. Unfortunately, he's got the bobblehead disease. So kind of wipes that out there. So a little bit more disappointed than I thought I was going to be with this, and I went into this with high hopes. I go into every unboxing with high hopes. Didn't kind of work out for me this day. But does he fit on a Mattel Ringside Collectible stand? Discount code Kyle, save 10% at Ringside Collectibles. We all know that by now. Hopefully new stands in stock in the fall. I'll let you guys know. Of course, I always will. But definitely it is Skeletor, no doubt about it. I forgot to mention his weapons. Once again, Ryu City, a darker purple on these. Love that we get the full power sword here. We don't always get that, especially at the beginnings of the line. All in purple, nice thick handle on here. Everybody loves a good thick handle. Then the Havoc stack purple with a little bit of orange highlights at the top. I am okay with that. That's not a bad day at the office either. So good in the weapons department here. Skeletor, unfortunately, just going to be the weak link for me. He's going to be the weak link. But Zor and Screech, the epic battle continues. The battle of the skies continues, and we get our eagles going after each other up high above Eternia. So there it is, Skeletor and Screech. What are your guys' thoughts on these two? Pickups? Pass? You guys tell me. Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content, including early access to videos like this over on Patreon. Patreon, your best way to support the channel and all the content it does bring. As I knock Screech over, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Check out the old Patreon and then ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. You can also pick up a t-shirt. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter. Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. Also, of course, that is Threads. And of course, SirPaul64 isn't Twitter anymore. It's all about the X. That's just hard to get used to. It's going to take some time. But for Screech and Zor and Teela and Skeletor, I am Kyle. And I'll see you guys all real soon.